war oder hatte. These are the Präteritum for sein and haben. Before we go into the details, we first need to know what is Präteritum. You might already know these three common terms that are used in German: gestern, heute, and morgen. These are the most common terms that are used to depict past, present, and future. Now let's learn how these terms past, present, and future are called in German. When we are talking about something which has already happened, that is the Vergangenheit. Something which is taking place right now, that is in Gegenwart or Präsenz. And something that will take place in the future is Zukunft. In this video, we'll be focusing on one of the Vergangenheitsform, that is Präteritum, and Gegenwart of two verbs haben and sein. All other verbs also have Präteritum, but that you will be doing in Art 2. Vergangenheit talks about something that happened maybe gestern, vorgestern, letztes Jahr, letzte Woche, vor ein paar Tagen, etc. Such terms in a sentence tell you that the event has taken place in the past. Now let's start with the first verb, haben. The conjugation of both the verbs in Präsens, haben and sein, has been done in lesson 12. The link for the same can be seen below in the description. Let's look at the first example. Letztes Jahr hatte ich kein Auto. Heute habe ich ein Auto. Here's another example. Vor ein paar Jahren hatten wir kein Geld. Heute haben wir viel Geld. Gestern hatte Maria keine Zeit. Heute hat sie viel Zeit. In all these three examples, the first sentence is in Vergangenheit. Let's look at one of these sentences. Gestern hatte Maria keine Zeit. The verb hatte is conjugated and in the second position. This verb is in the Vergangenheitsform, that is, in Präteritum. The verb hatte is the Präteritum for haben. Now let's see how to conjugate this verb. The Präteritum for haben is hatten. Please repeat after me as we conjugate the verb. Ich hatte, du hattest, sie hatten, sie es hatte, wir hatten, ihr hattet, sie hatten, sie hatten. Whenever you're conjugating a verb in preteritum, do remember that the conjugation for ich and er, sie, es is the same. Let's move on to the verb sein. Here are a few examples. Gestern war das Wetter schlecht. Heute ist das Wetter schön. Here's another example. Vorgestern war er müde. Heute ist er munter. Letzte Woche waren wir in Berlin. Heute sind wir in London. Let's look at another example. Gestern war Robert spät. Heute ist er pünktlich. In all these examples, the first sentence is in Vergangenheit. They are using the verb in preteritum. Let's look at the last sentence once again. Gestern war Robert spät. The verb is in the second position and conjugated, and this verb is the preteritum, that is the Vergangenheitsform for sein. Now let's conjugate the verb. Don't forget to repeat after me. Ich war, du warst, sie waren, er, sie, es war, wir waren, ihr wart, sie waren, sie waren. As mentioned before, don't forget that whenever you conjugate a verb in preteritum, the conjugation for ich and er, sie, es is the same. That is why you can see in this case ich war und er, sie, es war. Now let's do an exercise. Übung. All you have to do is fill in the blank with war oder hatte, and don't forget to conjugate the verb. And here's the first one. The answer is: Wir hatten einen Hund. Here's the next sentence. And the answer is: Vorgestern waren wir im Unterricht. Next sentence is: And the answer should be: Gestern hatte Peter Fieber. And the last one is: The answer should be: Letzte Woche war ich sehr müde.